Today on the Bandrew Says podcast, we're going to be discussing YouTube's video players now highlighting the most popular portions of your video, me being absolutely burnt out, wow, what a baby, and a couple of other things, so go ahead and stick around. Alright, it feels like it's been forever since I've recorded a video, even though I've only missed a week of the podcast, so I have to pull out my trusty dusty Trapper Keeper. Yes, I have a Trapper Keeper. I just recently rebought one. Let's see if you remember this noise. Velcro. And then when I open it up, there's notes in there. There are notes in there. I actually have podcast notes for this episode written by hand in this notebook, in this Trapper Keeper. Because I'm trying to live like it's the 90s. A simpler time, if you will. Pure escapism, purely mentally unhealthy. To say, oh, I don't like what's happening, I'm going to revert to 30 years ago. That's what I'm going to do. I don't think that's a good sign. I think I have one too many screws loose. Anyway, we'll get to that. First bit of news. YouTube announced a bunch of new features that they're going to be rolling out. They're going to start by rolling these out for YouTube Premium members, and that will be the beta test. And then they'll roll it out to everybody if the features end up working well. One of these features really stood out as important. A big change to the platform. Their video player, right here in the video for the podcast, I will have a sample up on the screen, but their video player is now going to have something like a heat map in the timeline, so you know what parts of the video are the most popular, what parts of the video have been rewatched the most, and it's going to draw your attention to specific portions in the video. In my opinion, that is a pretty big change to the platform. We'll discuss that a little bit more. The second feature that they announced is a video timeline. I know that sounds confusing because it's a video platform, and currently, in the timeline on the video, as you highlight over the bar, it will just show you a single frame that you are highlighted over, the single frame that your cursor is on. They are going to be altering this to make it more like a nonlinear editor. Nonlinear editor? Why did that sound weird? Like a video editing software. When you highlight over the timeline, it will show you a visual of the entire video. So hopefully it will make it easier for you to find exactly what you're looking for. And third, there is going to be something called single video loop. And this is going to allow you to loop a single video. I think this is going to be for people who fall asleep to videos. That's the only thing I can think of. Or I guess for people who are trying to game the system and increase their views. And I think that's going to be what's most interesting about this feature. How are they going to handle views? Because I think that if somebody watches the same video legitimately 5 times, that video should get 5 views. But if the creator or one of the creator's friends just leaves the video on loop all day long every single day, I don't think that should count as views. I don't know how they're going to differentiate legitimate views from illegitimate views. It will be interesting, but I imagine this will be abused. People will try to game the system and use this to boost up their views, to make it seem like their videos are way more popular than they actually are, to boost their watch time. And I imagine they're hoping that that will increase the distribution of their video. So seeing how YouTube is going to handle that will be very interesting as my air conditioner just turns on. So now that I have told you all of the features, let me shut off my AC and then I will talk to you about how I think these features are going to impact you as a content creator. Okay, I'm back, and it is very simple how these changes are going to impact you as a content creator. You are going to get less watch time. It's as simple as that. You are going to get less watch time because this first tool is directly aimed at lowering watch time, in my opinion. They are saying with this tool, hey, this part of the video sucks, don't watch it. This part of the video is great, go watch this. So just by that being the tool, it is going to directly lead to less watch time. Now, it's impossible to know how this is going to impact your video within the algorithm because we don't know what the algorithm is. We don't know how YouTube is going to alter the algorithm. But If nothing changes in the algorithm and watch time remains a big input into the algo, this will harm a lot of people. Because think of all the channels who do nothing but pad their videos, drag out what they're saying, and add 50 teasers. Oh, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you this. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you this. And they never get to it, or they get to it in the last 5 seconds, so it's not technically clickbait. But I think a lot of those channels will be harmed by this. So maybe it's actually a good thing. I don't think this is inherently a bad tool, or inherently this is a bad feature. I think this is ultimately a good thing for viewers. It's telling you what parts of the video are going to be the best, what part of the video is going to be the most popular. And the most popular portions of the video are either going to be extremely, extremely creepy, or it will just be the best part of the video. So I think it will be good for the viewer as long as you are a decent content creator and you don't pad out your videos too much. I don't think it'll have the biggest impact on you. It will likely lead to a decrease in view time, in view duration. And now that I'm thinking about it, it might not impact your performance in the algorithm at all. Because I imagine this change, this feature, is going to decrease the watch time for pretty much every video on the platform, save a couple of outliers, a couple of Mr. Beast videos that are just popular all the way through. I think that every other video, pretty much the vast majority of videos on the platform, will see a decrease in watch time because of this tool. So if that's the case, and there is a big decrease in watch time across the platform, and the vast majority of videos do see a decrease in completion percentage because of this change, maybe it won't impact you because now your video is being compared against other videos that also have a lower watch time. So maybe it won't be a big impact. It'll just be a better viewing experience for the audience, the typical user of YouTube, and you'll just have people watching less of your content. I don't inherently think that's a bad thing. I saw a lot of people real upset about this. On Twitter, I saw people really angry about it. A lot of people saying, oh my gosh, another tool, another feature that YouTube is making to destroy the platform. How is this destroying the platform? I don't understand that mindset. It's a feature that makes a better viewing experience for the people who are watching the platform. I could see the argument for removing the dislike button, that being a negative thing. I wasn't bothered by it, but I can understand that argument. This, the only thing it's doing is decreasing you as the creator's watch time. It's making a better viewing experience. If people watch less of me, but ultimately have a better viewing experience, good. The entire goal of the videos that I make is to leave people with a good experience. That's why I initially started investing in audio gear. It's why I invested in cameras. It's why I edit my shows because, yeah, I know a lot of you are shocked. This is edited? How is it still so bad? What is happening? But everything that I do is to ensure that the viewer has a better viewing experience. If giving them a heat map of what parts of the video are the best gives them a better viewing experience, I'm all for it. I don't care if they watch me 15 minutes less than they did before. All I can say, there's one thing for certain, because how this will actually impact the platform is unknown. I am being very speculative. Everything I'm saying is speculative because I don't know what the algorithm is. I don't know what kind of changes they will make to the algorithm. But one thing for certain is that YouTube is making very interesting decisions because for years, what have they been championing? What have they been advocating for creators to focus on? Watch time. Yet over the last year or two, it seems as though they've been rolling out features that will inherently decrease watch time. Chapter markers, automatic chapter markers. So even if you don't create chapters Even if you don't put timestamps, they will automatically create them on your video so that now people will skip to exactly what they want and you will get less watch time. They're focusing on shorts, less watch time. Maybe it's because if people watch each video less, they're going to be watching more videos, and more videos means more ads. Maybe that's what it is. Quicker turnover on video means people will be watching more videos means more ads, means more money for YouTube. That's the only thing I can think of. I will link 2 articles in the episode notes if you want to read up on them. Next, what do we have? That is actually it for the news. Now I want to run an experiment. I want to include a mid-roll ad break. I have never done this before because I don't like mid-rolls, but I want to see how having a mid-roll impacts distribution of videos. I also want to see how mid-roll ads impact the revenue from a video, the ad rate for a video. If you are listening to the audio version, you will not see an ad. If you are watching on Odyssey, you will not see an ad. If you are pirating this, you won't see an ad. It's not pirating it. It's a podcast. It's out there for anybody to watch. If you have YouTube Premium, hello, fellow brethren. It's amazing. No ads anywhere, but you will also not see an ad. But if you are on YouTube, you will see an ad right here. Maybe, because not everybody gets an ad every single time. Right here. And we are back from the ad. How was that for you? Did you enjoy that? Are you angry? How much money did I make from that? How many quarters did I earn from that? And how devalued have those quarters become over the last couple of days? Who knows? Probably not worth much anymore. But if you are angry about that, tell me in the comments because, oh my gosh, you saw a mid-roll ad. I spent 8 hours making this podcast and he put a 15-second ad in the middle. How dare he? If you're actually angry, go watch the podcast on Odyssey. I don't get ads over there. Or download the audio version. No ads there either, and you get it automatically downloaded to your device. How cool is that? I'm sad. How's that for a transit? I am super duper sad. I am a sad boy, Bandrew. I'm super burned out. Really, though, I have been super burned out. I don't think I have ever missed 2 weeks in a row on podcastage, but the last 2 weeks I did because I was burned out. And then last week I missed the podcast episode because, say it with me, I was burned out. Wah. I'm not doing this. I'm not talking about this. I'm not bringing it up to complain because when I start complaining, when I start whining, this is what I hear in my head. Where the little crybaby Bandrew? Oh, why is he so sad? He's making content on YouTube. It's annoying. I hate it. I imagine most people shut off the show right there. I understand. I hear that in my head all day long, so I get it. I'm bringing this up for 2 reasons. First, to put a note to myself out there. Hey, Bandrew, future Bandrew, it's okay to take time off. Hey, future Bandrew, it's okay to take a break. If you are exhausted, don't force yourself to make a video. It's not going to be a good video, and you're going to hate doing it. So take some time off, you stupid idiot. Note to self over. And the second reason, because I am recording this podcast differently. I don't know if it's going to come off differently. It may be seamless to you until I mention that it's being recorded differently. Previously, I should say, I would wake up Sunday, I would drink a couple cups of coffee, I would prepare for the show, research, do my outline, and then record, edit, publish. That would take me 8 hours. So my entire Sunday is pretty much shot, for the most part. It's essentially working another full-time job. I'm not saying I work 40 hours in a day, but a full-time job's day, an 8-hour day on Sunday. But I don't like doing that because I need some downtime, and I don't have any. I still work a day job. I don't know if people know that. I still work a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So I work those 40 hours, sometimes a little bit more, but 40 hours a week. Then on Saturdays, I will do my voice chat for podcasters in the evening. So about 4 hours are knocked out there. I have Saturday mornings free. Then Sunday, I work 8 hours doing the podcast. I've been doing that for 5 years. 5 years since I started the Discord server about. And 5 years of working pretty much every single day with half a day free doesn't work for me. And then when I take a vacation, take a break from making videos, what is my vacation time? Working a 40-hour day job like everybody else. So my vacation is everybody else's full-time job. I'm not complaining. I am just saying I am recording this Thursday night now. That's why I'm bringing all of this up, because I finished my day job for the day. I started working on an outline. I'm recording Thursday evening. Then I'm going to edit it and schedule it to go out Sunday afternoon. Then, the whole reason I'm bringing this up, because now what do I do Sunday? Effing nothing. If I can keep this up, I will have a day off every single week. How about that? How about that? That seems pretty sweet to me. I don't know about you, but having one day off every single week, that's a pretty sweet deal. Pretty sweet deal. I'll work 8 hours on the podcast to earn about $5 as long as I get my Sundays off. So there you go. That is why I'm bringing all of this up. Maybe somebody can learn from that. Maybe there's nothing to be learned from it at all, but it's therapeutic for me. I hope that didn't come across too whiny and complainy. I will also try to spread out the production of my reviews a bit more as well, because doing it in 2 days, 2.5 days, just doesn't work. That is it for my ranting and whining. Let me consult my Trapper Keeper. What is up next? What have I been testing? And I am going to say the thing. You have been listening to it. That's right. I am on the Telefunken TF47 multi-pattern tube condenser microphone. $1,900. Very expensive microphone. I looked up the specs. I wanted to see how this was similar to the U47, because Telefunken's current U47, I think it sells for $10,000. This at $1,900. What are the similarities? Do they use the same tube, same capsule? No. They don't use the same tube. They don't use the same capsule. If I'm not mistaken, they use the same transformer, which is a BV8? A BV8? I think it's a BV8 transformer. Then when you go to the Telefunken TF51, I believe that uses the same tube as the Telefunken Elam 251. So you're getting the same transformer as the U47 with the TF47, and you're getting the same tube as the Elam 251 if you get the TF51. I don't know if that matters to you. I don't know if you care about that. It's interesting to me. And the circuit board is made in the USA. It says so right on the circuit board. And the tube, my goodness gracious, is a tiny little baby tube. Tiny little baby tube. Doesn't look like a tube at all. Looks like a pill. Looks like a pill that you would swallow. But it's a tube. Makes no sense. What do I want to talk about now? What you had to say. Because that's all that I got to say about the TF47. You'll be seeing a review of it very soon. I don't know if there's a commenter who leaves a comment every single time. Hey, still patiently awaiting the Telefunken TF51 or TF47. They're going to be so mad if I review the wrong one. I don't care. This is the one that I grabbed. It was a crapshoot. 50-50. I just reached down. I got both of them and just grabbed one. And I said, okay, TF47 it is. What you had to say? First comment comes from Curtis Judd. He says, I am not the Cud Judd you are looking for. Curtis Judd does not comment often, but when Curtis Judd does comment, when Cud Judd does comment, you include it. But I have ulterior motives. Ulterior. I don't know the word. I have motives other than just including a Curtis Judd comment. I can't remember who sent it to me, but I'm going to put a picture up on the screen right now. There is a garbage pail kid named Judd Cud. Judd Cud. I don't know. I have never seen Judd Cud and Curtis Judd in the same room at the same time. I got a tinfoil hat somewhere back here. Make of that what you will. We're not going to the conspiracy corner because it is not a conspiracy. It is conspiracy fact. Wait, that didn't make. It is not a conspiracy theory. It is conspiracy fact. Curtis Judd is Judd Cud. There you go. Next, we have a comment from Booth Chunky, and he says, that's some Rule 34 stuff there, Alan. If you do not know what Rule 34 is, this is a rule for the internet, and it is probably absolutely true. It is a law at this point. Let me give you a rundown of what this rule is. Rule 34 is an internet concept, meaning that if something exists in real life or is made up, there will be a pornographic depiction of it. The reason I'm including this in this show is because if I have that in my head about Alan eating peanut butter, now I want all of you to have that in your head. You will suffer along with me. You will suffer as well. That just reminded me. This isn't a what you had to say, this will be a new timestamp. But last week I said, viewership is going to drop to 0 as soon as Alan starts talking. As soon as this video clip gets to the peanut butter part where he turns on output clicks only. Nope. You all disgust me. You are all monsters. How you listen to that, I will not know. I do not know. I had to take my headphones off. You saw me. I couldn't even listen to the voice submission without removing my headphones because it was so offensive to the senses. If I could open up my analytics while I am recording, I will tell you exactly what happened. You will likely be seeing it already because I will have taken a screenshot and I will have had it on screen this entire time, but I will click on Go to Video Analytics. Then I will go to Engagement. Engagement, I think? Yes. And then we have Alan's voice submission. Prior to that, we were down to 26% retention. And this was at 29 minutes. Let me just say, 26% retention at 30 minutes into an episode, that's amazing. You are amazing. Thank you very much. But during Alan's voice submission, that jumps from 27% to 34%. You are all monsters. How you can deal with that, I will never know. I will never know. Disgusting. I am ashamed of all of you. Let's jump to my favorite part of the show, the Ask Bandrew segment. You monsters. All right, now we are in the Ask Bandrew segment. If you have questions that you want answered, I suggest going to askbandrew.com. Again, askbandrew.com. Again, askbandrew.com. There are instructions on how to send in audio, video, and text. I do prefer audio and video because then we get to hear how you sound, and I get a break from reading because I stink at reading. Let us hear how you sound. I do have one request. If you are sending in a voice submission or a video submission, try to keep it under 1 minute. 30 seconds, even better. As a perfect example, let's go to the one voice submission that we have from Scott. Scott, take it away, good sir.
Hi, Bandrew. My name is Scott Grammer, and you're listening to me through an Electro Voice PL20, and I would be interested in knowing if you have a piece of advice for someone who's trying to grow their relatively new YouTube channel. I have a little under 400 subscribers, and I would really like to get that cranked up a little bit. So what would the one piece of advice be that you would give for someone who is trying to grow their channel? Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Scott, thank you very much for the voice submission. I appreciate you very much. I just want to include a fun fact. If you don't know, the Electro Voice PL20, from what I've heard, the Electro Voice PL20 is the Electro Voice RE20. Why does it have a different model number? Because Electro Voice, again, from what I've heard, rebranded it to try to make it popular in music studios because the RE20 was popular in broadcast studios. They wanted a different model number for music studios. There you go. Fun fact. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Anyway, to your question, advice for growing a channel. This first piece of advice is going to be difficult for all of us. Make content that a large amount of people want to watch. If you want your channel to be watched by a lot of people, you need to make content that a lot of people want to watch, and we need to be honest with ourselves. It can't just be that the topic is good. We have to be good as well. We have to be good on camera. We have to be charismatic to some extent, or just be an absolute genius, brilliant maniac that makes the most informative videos that have ever been made. Then you can get by without being super charismatic, super lively, and a lot of people will enjoy the more calming presentation manner of certain people who don't have such high energy, who don't yell into their microphones. So the first thing, I know it's difficult to hear, I know it's difficult to say, but if you want a large subscriber base, you need to be honest with yourself. Is your content that a lot of people will want to watch? Will it appeal to large audiences? Does it have a broad appeal? Or are you targeting 1,000 people? Is your max audience 1,000 people? So understand the potential market for your channel. Know your limits. Know the potential audience for you. Are you covering topics that have channels where there are 10 million subscribers? Okay, now you know there's a very high ceiling for your subscriber base, and you can move forward. The second piece of advice is thumbnail and title. You need to make your thumbnails and titles absolutely amazing. Do not take cues from me. My thumbnails, my titles, absolute garbage. My click-through rate, terrible. The worst. Absolutely embarrassing if you look at my click-through rate. But title and thumbnail are probably the most important aspects of your content, at least in terms of getting your content in front of new viewers and potentially new subscribers, because that's the first impression of people. You may have the greatest video ever recorded, but if you have not titled it well, and if your thumbnail is not enticing, nobody is going to know that it's one of the greatest videos ever made. So, you need to look across YouTube, look at what's popular, look at the thumbnails, understand why certain thumbnails work, understand the trends in thumbnails. Do you need to add a big red circle with a yellow arrow pointed at it and say, "Oh my God," and then do the stupid YouTube face, the I hate it, but a lot of people do it because apparently it works. What is it called? The soy boy face? I think that's what people called it, the soy boy face. I don't know. I've done some pretty stupid faces for this podcast. I was like, oh no. So, including yourself in the thumbnail is very popular because, if I'm not mistaken, there have been studies or tests where having a human in the title, or human in the thumbnail, makes it more clickable. So focus a lot on your title and thumbnail. Then improve watch time. Improve your watch time. I don't do this at all, which is why my channels are probably going to die. I just don't care. But if you wanted to grow your audience, analyze your watch time. What parts of your videos do people actually watch? Why do they watch them? What parts are the most popular? What parts are the least popular? Tailor your videos. Update your videos in the future. Update your format to meet what your audience wants. Then, go and watch the most popular videos on YouTube again. Watch Mr. Beast. His videos are an absolute masterclass on getting watch time because he captures you right from the top, tells you what you're going to be getting in the video. He has really high energy clips in the beginning. Then throughout the video, he reminds you why you ought to be watching. Hey, stick around to the end because blah, blah, blah. Hey, oh my gosh, can you believe this is happening? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever he does. But his watch time is crazy because he understands YouTube. He understands how to produce content in a way that keeps people's attention. He understands what parts of his video there's a drop-off in the view, so he knows, okay, right here, right before this, I need to include something that captures their attention again before they click off the video. That's a really good way to improve your videos. Where in the videos do people drop off? Find that. Go back 5, 10, 15 seconds. Put in some kind of attention grabber, something to keep them watching. And that's what Mr. Beast does. The next piece of advice, this is just something that you need to do. It's not going to be glamorous. It's not going to be an overnight improvement in your subs. Every single video you make it better. I don't mean you need to go out and buy a 10K camera because your last one was in 4K. I am saying find one small thing in each video that you want to improve on and then improve on it. You are trying to get that gradual iteration, that gradual improvement over years. If you go back and watch one of the early podcasts for this show, why, I guess the earliest now is about 100. 100 or 101? I don't know. If you go back and watch it, probably terrible in comparison. Or I am sure there will be people who say, yikes, 100 was better. It got so much worse. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's the case. I think it's improved. So do that. Improve gradually every single video, and over years, it will compound and your videos will be exponentially better. That's really big. These next are going to be different from the other advice. All the other stuff is really actionable. This next one is kind of actionable. It's not something that I do, but focus on search words. That's something that's really popular. A lot of people focus their content on what's popular in search. What are people searching for on Google? What are people searching for on YouTube? Okay, that's a trend. I'm going to make a video on it. And that's kind of gaming the system a little bit, making videos on what is already popular, what has permeated the zeitgeist, what is trending right now, and that can give you potential audience because the algorithm is pushing that stuff because people are watching it. Or a lot of people started covering the SM7B because there was a lot of searching for the SM7B, so there were more videos on the SM7B and more people started to buy it. A very cyclic trend. A snake eating itself? A vicious cycle. Let's go with that. Just like the Yeti. So these search terms got a lot of traction, so people started making videos on those microphones. And that's why we are where we are. So that's one way to do it. I don't think that's the best approach because if you're just making content based on the search words, based on the trends, it seems so disingenuous to me. It just seems like you are clearly making content for the sole purpose of growing your audience. It lacks the passion. There are ways around that. You can make it some kind of absurdist channel and get away with it, but I think if you are genuinely trying to make a channel with your actual personality, I don't think it's the best route to go, but it's a way that you could grow it. The final one, be the first to the market. This is really difficult to do, but if there's a market for a video topic and nobody is making videos on that topic and you can be the first one to start making those videos, that can be amazing for you. That's how I got my kickoff on YouTube. Nobody was stupid enough to buy every single microphone and review it. Nowadays, there are plenty of people who are as dumb as me, if not dumber. Maybe not dumber than me, stupider than me, but there are plenty of people nowadays who are dumb enough to buy as many microphones as me and review them all. So now I am no longer unique there. But when I started off, I was unique in that because nobody else was doing that really. There were people who would review a mic here and there. There were no channels dedicated to microphones focused on budget and entry-level stuff, and now I'm just at this stupid level where I regret every single video I make because now I'm broke. Okay. Those are the pieces of advice for me, from me to you, is what I was trying to say. I hope that's helpful. I imagine that wasn't the most well-formatted, but it's what you're getting. This is me after 8 hours of work and then 2 hours of preparation, and here we are. That is going to conclude the episode. Let me close my Trapper Keeper. I'm closing the book on this week's episode, 304. There it is. We've closed the book on this episode. I don't have a movie of the week because I have just been watching the Leprechaun series, and goodness gracious, I just watched Leprechaun in Space. Yikes! Interesting choices. But I bought the box set and I'm forcing myself to watch it. It's enjoyable enough, the Leprechaun series, if you know exactly what you're getting going in. Do not go in expecting Citizen Kane, and I know I will get a comment, Citizen Kane really isn't even that good. Okay, don't go in expecting Mallrats because everybody agrees Mallrats is the greatest moment in cinematic history. And you'll have a fun enough time. Warwick Davis is incredible. He's great. Okay, that is it. The book has been closed. Wapowie! And I will talk to you next week. Let me know how this was. Was this too weird? Was it too loosey-goosey? Or do I need to... No, I'm not going to go back to recording Sundays. Let me know if this was too loosey-goosey. I'm sure I'll know in the edit. I appreciate you hanging around, coming by, listening, watching this episode 304. I absolutely love you. You are beautiful. You are amazing. I hope that you have an amazing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, next Sunday, but really Thursday for me. I will talk at you again. You are the best. Have a great week. I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.
This has been a Geeks Rising production. Your executive producer is Bandrew Scott. For more information, head over to www.geeksrising.com.